FNAF, it's over. It's had its finale. Pizzeria Simulator had one hell of an ending. It was perfect. Ooh, a custom knife for Pizzeria Simulator. That's gonna be really fun to play the game with custom difficulty and events, right? You may or may not know that Ultimate Custom Knife was gonna be a Pizzeria Simulator DLC. That's what originally the idea was gonna be, but as development went on, it was just getting way too big for a DLC, so Scott had to make it its own game. Hence, Ultimate Custom Night. From now on, I'm gonna say UCN for short, because saying Ultimate Custom Night multiple times is not fun. UCN is a very interesting game. We were getting so much information from Scott about this game, surprisingly. We were getting multiple teasers, multiple posts giving us information about the game, more than anything else we've gotten in previous FNAF games. Hell, even through teasers, it was going to be really interesting, because there was going to be 40 characters. 40! Well, golly gee willikers, that's going to be a little diffy. Okay, let's see here. We got FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4... basically everyone here. Wait. Phone Guy? Why does Phone Guy have a difficulty? I'm watching you. Throughout the teasers of the characters, they got switched around to fit where they should be. Oh, and 10 more characters. Oh, and later on, we gotta see that we get 8 new characters, so that makes 58 animatronics total. How? This would not only mean that this is the biggest FNAF game we would ever get at this time, but it'd be the most challenging one by far.
There was also some huge hype around this time between Scott and Daco. Daco, if he lost 50-20 mode, then he would have to make a game praising Scott. And if Daco won and actually beat 50-20 mode, which at the time was thought to be impossible, then Scott would be on the FNAF show. Guess who won? You got options for all difficulty levels, your office, power-ups, and challenges, how many points you have, your biggest score, how long you survived in 50-20 mode, and some other settings. Now, onto the offices. The first one is just perfect. A combination of all the games into one. You can just look at the office for a good few minutes if you took your time. The background is really nice and it doesn't give off too much attention. It's really easy on the eyes and I could just watch this for half an hour if I could. And the others are great too. The sister location focused more on it just being from that game, and same with the FNAF 3 office and 4. The office is quiet for a small bit. The sound of your fan cooling you down. Candy Cadet turns on for a second talking about something.
He pieced the remains together.
The sound of the generators echoing through the building. That's at least how it starts. Later on you get bombarded with sounds and you have to focus on every little thing. Because if you miss an audio cue... well, try again. The gameplay. Oh good lord, where do I even begin with the gameplay? Let's start with the controls. Numbers held for power, silence, the music box, and to turn everything off. C for flashlight, WASD for doors, F for vents. You also have the typical bars to either turn on the camera or put your mask on, or escape to, well, leave the level. Oh, and I cannot forget the worst character of all time for me. Funtime
How unfortunate. Uh-oh, how unfortunate. I'm gonna do a sneaky thing.
Never mind, Dee Dee. I know that's kind of like a basic character to hate on, and also... that. But she really is, to me, the most annoying person. The cutscenes don't exactly give too much lore, not directly anyways. It has been theorized to connect to the FNAF lore for years, but it's really nothing exactly concrete other than Toy Chica is William Afton. Honestly, with how fun this game can be outside of stress later on, these are fun little cutscenes to have a laugh at and with some hidden lore, but nothing we didn't know about before. But if you get to the very end, you beat 50/20 mode, and then
You are William Afton, the murderer of many children, in an office that feels somewhat familiar but different. Almost as if every pizzeria office was combined into one. But why? When? And how did you even get here? No, that doesn't matter. You hear multiple sounds from every single location. Doors, vents, cameras. You have to try and survive, but it feels impossible. Death after death. You start to hear some voice through some of the animatronics.
Trying to release
It's starting to make some sense. It all is why you're here. This is revenge. This is your own creations coming back to haunt you. This is your darkest pit of hell.
there is something else to know about the whole lore. 2 years after UCN, there was a book that gave people a possible idea of what's going on. Fazbear Frights number 5, The Man in Room 1280. It's highly suggested that the man is William Afton, with mentions of rancid smell, smoky smell, molten steel. With this, what if William wasn't in a physical hell, but it was more of a mental hell? Hence the nightmare theory. William Afton is in a never-ending nightmare where his vengeful spirit keeps him in there, torturing him over and over and over again. This is also backed up by some of the voice clips that can be taken either way, but for this context, here.
I was the first. I have seen everything.
He tried to release you. He tried to release us. But I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here. I will keep you here. No matter how many times they burn us.
There are some other lore stuff in the game, but you have to give it a few tries sometimes. First one is Fredbear. You have to select Golden Freddy, put him at level 1, make sure no one else is on, get the death coin, and then you get to see Golden Freddy. Welcome, Mr. Fredbear. And with that, I think that's all I have for lore. I don't think I missed anything. So how did the... What is this? Old Man Consequences. While this isn't a huge major lore, this is just a small little Easter egg that gives just a little bit more character of the two. Old Man Consequences and the Vengeful Spirit. It feels like eternity. There's just one last thing you can do. And that's to go into the lake and go under. The fans, they loved it. For the challenge, the fun cutscenes. It was just a nice final FNAF game. Although technically it's not wrong, as this is the final FNAF game Scott made. This was one hell of a way to go for Scott's final official game. And I think I can say everyone appreciated this, especially as throughout the years multiple fan-made games would be made, Ultra Custom Night, UCN VR, and I think as this was a fun final game for Scott making himself officially, I just want to appreciate all he has done for us and that he can make himself. The fun, the horror, the storytelling, as messy as it can be. And Scott, You made one hell of a final game. Thank you. How about the next game?